putting on a hoodie.
I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper.
It's time for the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are in a city that sure had its share of memorable.
It's going to snow again.
This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back.
Hey.
20 of us, that's 20
Ice cream,
I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me,
I can give a fuck about what Big Ben does. Big Ben ain't never been no slim quarterback, so don't give a fuck. As long as that nigga can come and throw that pill.
There's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
It's time for the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are in a city that sure had its share of memorable playoff games in the past. Pittsburgh, PA at Heinz Field. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. This will be taken short.
Some shit like we care about Buffalo Bills. You mess with little girls. What you talking for? Terry mess with little girls. Nigga took a year. Nigga took a year off to mess with some young coon. Man, that shit blow me.
boy, 51. Quarterback, don't get nervous. We're going to 54.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On second down, a run with Breida. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Looking to throw, Prescott. And he's got his man, Hilton. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
No.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On first down, here's Breida. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From just shy of midfield, Prescott.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Oh, no, Andy got you. No, Andy got you.
And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. This is Elliott. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Screen.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. So quite a turn of events right there.
Indeed it is. I mean, they thought the worst that could happen was they'd get a field goal attempt to break the tie. Instead, interception, long return, and now the other guys have a great shot to go ahead.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. From 10 yards out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now Matt Prater for the point after. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And an alley to run. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point.
That was a special return, and it happened Because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. This will be taken very short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. 23 yards on the play. A first down throw for Prescott. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down, but they'll get it back. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And with the snow here, maybe asking too much of the kicker to try a field goal. So instead, offense on the field, they'll go for it on 4th down. They run for it with Breida. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Matt Breida with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game.
How to do boost kick in that.
How does the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away? This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Uh-oh, he brought out the Wildcat.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
Yeah.
I have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told us, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Screen.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to draw up something good here on 3rd and 13.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter games turn into bigger runs later.
To throw, it's Wentz. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 28 yards. Draw play, Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. On second down, it's Elliott. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Mike 59. Pilot 64. Weak.
Wentz going to go on 4th down. And they're going to bring him down. Back across midfield at the 45. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs.
I heard you. Yeah, heard.
Going to 53.
Prescott off play action.
Somebody gonna get open eventually. I'm not worried.
Now he'll let this one go. Deep left sideline. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
That's crazy. They didn't get my nigga that. That was 2 right there.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Open man. That's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. Now Prescott, as they're facing a very tough 3rd and 11. Taking a deep shot here. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
I didn't expect you to play right now, bro. I was like, man, he just took that.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Wentz. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Elliott running right. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On play action, Wentz. And that's Elliott, complete.
Sir.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Deion Jones coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
But he was right there, though.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all of a sudden, they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Throwing, Prescott. Completes it to Hardman. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. Being chased out left. And he's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
I know when the highlights are replayed later, we're going to focus on the throw and the catch, aren't we? But how about the guys that allowed him all the time he wanted in the pocket? The big fellas up front. Terrific job protecting him.
Do I want to face the Saints nigga tonight or tomorrow? Michael Dixon set to kick off.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Chill, bro. Let me stop taking. God damn.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Oh, Joe Tessitore and Booger will not return to Monday Night Football. That's tough. throw Tessitore, he can go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Elliott. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And the pressure gets to him again.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Take it at the 37. Slips past him. Where'd he go? Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Prescott to throw this time. Complete to Hilton. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Prescott to throw it, escaping the pressure right. And he completes it to the tight end Knox. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Line straight, right?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Emmanuel Ogbah just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
If I would have stopped, it would have won a game.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, all right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
My superstar sake. I'm sitting here like...
Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
All right, I'll be about to get there.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a really, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Wentz. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Check. New draw, Corker. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Now a play fake. Wentz. Looking downfield for Jones.
I'm over here looking at...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marvin Jones, 83 yards. And the Ravens cut into that lead. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This will be taken short.
Let's go, baby. 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The 3rd quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. Out of the shotgun, Breida. So he got 3 of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here we go. 15 line. 15 line. Score. Fight. 36.
And he's got room. There he goes, left side. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Andy Isabella, 60 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line. 2nd and 10 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 at their own 21-yard line. 2nd and 10
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Wentz now on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield. We've run it every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. We're going to 54. Right here. Check safety.
Now a toss play. It's Breda. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll rifle this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. He'll have a first down past the 40, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
I didn't even notice, but he was in his
as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Steelers' 39-yard line.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is James White. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
To throw on 2nd down. Elliott rolling to his right. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They do go for it. It's Wentz. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
First down, Prescott. That'll be complete to Breida. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20. 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken very short. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Screen.
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Again, it's Elliott. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. Now Wentz drops it underneath to Elliott. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. The give is to Elliott. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. The Ravens on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away as his guys are back within a single score. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is taken near the 13. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. He's got his man. That's Hardman. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Prescott now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Breida, he'll try the right side. And I think this defense knew what was coming, as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
It's 4th down.
This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it.
Check 99. Check 99. Kill. Check 24. Watch 24. Go. Get out there. Here we go, 47.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Fourth down conversions this drive now 3 for 3.
I'd love to get a look at his play chart right now because he obviously has confidence in everything he has written down in terms of short yardage and going for it on fourth down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Well, to say that this has not been his game is probably a big understatement. I mean, he is all over the place. Mechanics are off, not accurate, except if you're playing on defense because they picked off a good number of passes.
Yeah, all the INTs, but they're throwing it off his back foot. Pressure coming, just chucking it downfield. He can't do that right now.
No, you can't do that at all. And I think one of the hardest things for a guy having a day like this one is to find a way to just kind of get out of it, kind of get yourself back to neutral. Because what you try and do is make even more spectacular plays to make up for it, and it usually leads to more bad ones.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now a give to Breida. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Every yard they gain, getting them better and better field position, and obviously a field goal makes this a 2-score contest. That's really all they need.
And that means for your play caller, he's not looking to the attack portion of his sheet, right? He's looking for, okay, what do we have that's going to keep us in a good spot? No lost yardage plays. Let's kick a field goal and go up 2 scores. If we score a touchdown, great. But that's not what you're really playing for.
4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Now a give coming right is Breida. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go, 46.
Come on, man. Why you backing niggas up?
Here we go, here we go.
Throwing here, Prescott. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
This is fielded at the goal line. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis.
He's got the book out there. It was about 10 of y'all niggas watching that Eagles game. Yeah, Zeke done for the rest of the regular season. Yeah, I started bullshit and not paying attention. And then he started coming back, and I was like, Nah, what you talking about, Vince? Nah, Buddy about to take a quick little hiatus. He done lost the Madden about three times already today. He out the party? Nah, I think he's still in here. He's still in here. Nah, he got